Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi and welcome back to my channel Fun with Data Science. So basically in the last video I have introduced you to a new term, that is continuous probability distribution functions. There we have seen certain examples for that, and after that we have categorized like normal distribution, exponential distribution and uniform distribution. After that I have taken an example which we were following in the previous videos, I have taken x and it is that exact amount of rain that it will have tomorrow. So basically we were having some inches of that, okay, and after that we are finding that what is the probability that it will rain exactly 2 inches, neither 1.999 or nor 2.0001. It will exactly what is the probability that it will exactly rain at 2 inches, right? So this was the thing that we were discussing today. So like in a previous example we have seen a curve and a graph, and we have written little bit mathematics. So today I have come upon with an example for you, like proper question, how do we find that continuous probability distribution function. Okay, so here I have an example, like consider the function fx is equal to 1 by 20 for x less than equal to 0 and less than equal to 20. So basically this hold on, let me take a pen. Okay, like this one. Okay, so here it is written x less than equal to x 0 less than, so it's something like this only, right? Because in typing we can't have this like below line, so I simply need to write this 0 less than equal to x and less than equal to 20. Okay, so it is the same which is denoted like this only. Okay, I hope you got the point. After that, what is the question, that x is a real number. Okay, the graph of fx is equal to 1 by 20 is a horizontal line. So it is telling me that the graph that is for fx is equal to 1 by 20 is a horizontal line. So what it is now, here I don't have any graph, I need to make that graph on my own. So for that I have an hint that the graph of fx is equal to 1 by 20 is a horizontal line, right? First read the function and we'll make it, okay? However, since x less than equal 0 less than equal to x and x less than equal to 20, fx is restricted to the portion between x is equal to 0 and 20. So basically what is it saying, that we had to make a horizontal line for x, like the graph is fx is equal to 1 by 20, it is a horizontal line, and after that it is restricted between 0 and 20. So basically the ending point, the x-axis is 20, right, and the starting point is 0. Okay, so this is the thing, this is the question. Basically this whole is telling about like how to make that a proper graph for this thing. Now we have certain sub questions for this. Now the first sub question is that suppose we want to find the area between fx is equal to 1 by 20 and the x-axis where 0 less than x less than 2. So we want to find the probability, like this x, right? So now let's move towards the drawing of the graph, and let's once read that, like okay, fx is equal to 1 by 20 and is restricted for 0 and 20. Okay, so now let me tell you that how to make the graph if something is given like this. So for that, okay, this one, right? And now it is saying that it is a horizontal line. So for that, what I'm going to do is that I simply going to write 1 by 20. Okay, and then what it was saying, that it is restricted from 0 till 20. So this point is 0, and after that let's say this is a 20. Okay, so the my graph is a horizontal line which will be drawn between 0 till 20. So I will draw simply a straight line till 20. So for that, let me take a line and let's make it a very neat. Okay, so like I don't want an arrow, I simply want a line. Okay, so now let's make it a clean and neat and clean one, and yeah, it will go till 20 like this. Okay, and after that what I need to draw is that I need to just join this. Okay, so I'm so sorry. Okay, let's join it like this only, right? So basically this is our graph which would be made for our this example. Okay, so it was written that fx is 1 by 20. So what I need to do is that I need to simply put this arrow and I need to write that if x is equal to 1 by 20, we are simply given the value, right? Now here it is. So it looks like a rectangle, right? So what is the area for a rectangle? So the area for rectangle is base into height, right? So this one is the base and this is the height. So let's write it some like, let me move down and let's start writing the things and doing the calculation part. So here what I need to write is that area. Okay, so here area is equal to First, let me define the things. So, what's the height? Now, we are given that fx is equal to 1 by 20 and our height is here 1 by 20. You all are able to see the same thing, right? Here we have this height which is 1 by 20 and what's the base? Now, base is 20. Base is equal to 20. So, it is going from 0 to 20. So, my base is 20 for this rectangle. So, this is the basic thing. Now, I want to find the area. Now, area is height into base, right? So, for that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to write 1 by 20 into 20. So, this 20 and 20 gets cancelled and simply I got the 1 here. So, why I did the same thing and why I just not jumped to the sub questions of this question? Because in the last video, I have set a line that area under the probability distribution function has to be 1. So I just wanted to prove this thing here because in the last video I was not able to prove because we were not having an example like that, because we were not having the values and the property example. So that's why only I wanted to prove the same thing, that area under the probability distribution function has to be 1. So here the area which I am having under the probability distribution function. So right, this is my PDF, right? So I have fx is equal to 1 by 20. So the whole area under this is 1. So this was the thing, and once more listen the line which I am saying, that area under the probability distribution function has to be 1. Okay, so this is the main thing. Now let's move towards the sub questions which we have here. And okay, just let me change the color and let's see what is the first sub question of our graph. And like we have, suppose we want to find the area between fx is equal to 1 by 20 and the x-axis where 0 less than x less than 2. Okay, so we have a limit that is 0 less than x less than 2. So let's do the same, and what we need to find is that we need to find the area between. Okay, now here what we need, what is a good practice? So the good practice is that we will again make a graph. This time we'll make a small graph. No need to make that much big graph which we were using the last time. But we need to make a graph. And now just let me do one thing. Just let me name it as 1 by 20. Okay, so this one is my fx. And let me write it here. And this is my x. It is starting from 0 and ending at 20. Right, so now okay, let me draw the same. Okay, so I will, okay, just mind it as a straight line. It is not that much straight, but let's assume it is a straight line. Okay, and yeah, okay, so now what was my question? That I need to find that the probability, like area between 0 less than x less than 2. So yeah, this was my limit, the 0 to 2. So here we have 0. And let's say somewhat here I will be having my 2, okay, because my limit is 0 till 20. So somewhat here I would be having my 2. Now, hold on. Now just do one thing. Let's just highlight our portion, whatever portion we want to find the area of, right? So I want to simply find the area of this portion and where the limit for this portion is 0 to 20, right? So now for that, what I need to do is that I again need to find the area. And now for finding the area, we have the same formula, that is area is equal to base into height. But here what's the difference, that in the previous example, what we were having, that my base was 1 by 20 and my height was 1 by 20 and my base was 20, because we were not having any range. But now here I want to find between 0 and 2, right? So what I'm going to do is here is that I'm simply going to first write that base is equal to 2 minus 0, right? So okay, what will be the proper base? So between 2 minus 0, it's not a thing which I need to explain, right? Because we all know this. So simply it's 2. And yeah, it is not a thing that I need to write also, but yes, let's write it for the more convenience, and the ones who are not knowing that how I'm going to do this, this is for them. Okay, so here I simply found that base is equal to 2, right? So my base is 2, and now I want to find the area. Height would be my same, so let's write it. Height is equal to 1 by 20. Okay, now just let's move towards a little downside, and now here what I need to do is that I simply need to find the area, and the formula for finding that area is base into height. So now let me apply that. Okay, so what I'm going to write is area is equal to base 2 into 1 by 20, right? So this is something 1 by 10, and when we are going to write this in the decimal, it's something going to be 0.1, right? Because the decimal value of 1 by 10 is 0.1. So now here what I got was like, just see the way I'm writing it here, okay? So just let me take it down, and now I'm going to write it here as probability of x, right? Probability of x between 0 and 2. So what was the condition? That our x should be greater than 0 and less than 2. So the probability of x between 0 and 2 is equal to 0.1, right? So we want to find the same thing only, right? Suppose we want to find the area between fx is equal to 1 by 20 and the x-axis where 0 less than x less than 2. So we want to find this x, right? So now it is 0.1. So this is the area, right? So here we have found there's a probability like it is 0.1. Okay. So this was our first sub question of the question which we were reading, right? Now let me take you to the next one. The next one is that suppose we want to, I'm so sorry. Just let me erase it, okay. Now the second one is that suppose we want to find the area between fx is equal to 1 by 20, and now my limits has changed to 4 and where x is less than 4 and greater than 15. Sorry, x is greater than 4 and less than 15. I'm always confused in that, and I always say the opposite things for that. Okay, never mind. Let's take a different color and let's start writing the same thing. Okay, now let me take this purple one. Okay. Now what is the condition? 4 less than x less than 15. So now let's move to the B part, and here what I have is 4. X should be greater than 4 and less than 15. So for that also I'm going to make another separate graph, right? So here is my graph, and simply what I need to do is that I need to name the point. So it is 1 by 20, and this is my fx. After that I need to go from 0 till 20, right? And this is my x-axis. Now I want to find between 4. So 4 can be somewhere somewhat here and 15 can be somewhat here. Okay, so like this is not a graph, people. So I do not have the exact values, and now what I need to do is that I need to just simply make the whole thing, and then I need to separate this 4 and 15. Okay, yeah, now just let me take the colors, and now let me tell you that how we are gonna do the things, and let me tell you how to find that. Okay, so here what we are going to do is that we are going to find the area between 4 and 15, and 4 and 15 is the portion which I am highlighting, right? So we are going to find the area between these things. Now let me again take the color and let me start writing the things, and yeah, this is also the same as we have done previously. Firstly what we need to do is that we need to find the area, and for finding the area what I had is that formula, right? The formula for finding the area of rectangle is base into height. Now here my base would be different, and for that I need to find my base is equal to 15 minus 4, right? 15 minus 4, and yeah, 15 minus 4 is 11, right? After that I need to find the height, and for finding that height I have the 1 by 20. It's the same as the previous one. And let's move down, and now let me apply the formula here properly, and here I need to write area is equal to my base is 11 and I have the height as 1 by 20. So when I'm going to calculate, that is going to result me the value as 0.55. So even you can use the calculators for calculating this. Okay, so now the area which I am getting for the range of 4 to 15. So how I'm going to write the things is that the probability of x between 4 and 15. One more way, the probability when x is greater than 4 and less than 15 is 0.55. Okay, so this is the way that how we are going to write the things. And now that the probability for the area when x is between 4 and 15 is 0.55. Okay, so this was the thing, right? And now let's move toward the third question, and third we have a little bit different question. And now just let me take a different color and let me write C here. And first let's do one thing, just let's draw that graph because that graph is needed. And okay, like let me take it a little upside. Yeah, no issues. Okay, fine. And now just let me write this 1 by 20 and let me name it as 20 because the graph is similar for all the sub questions which we are having, and this is my x and this above one is my fx. Now let me go upside. Let's read our C question. The C is a very simple one, that suppose we want to find probability for x is equal to 15. Now we want we don't have a range, that I want the probability to find the probability between, we don't have any between value, we have only a single value, that suppose we want to find probability at x is equal to 15. Now how to do that? So 15 must be lying somewhat here, right? So it is only a single value and it is a straight vertical line, right? Now just see that how I'm going to write this, that on x and y axis, right? So okay, like what's the thing, and yeah, okay, fine. Okay, just hold on. What's the issues? I really don't know. Just let me again one second. Okay, fine. So on x and y axis, right? So when we are having only a single value, that is 15. So what I'm going to do is that on x and y axis, simply our x value is 15, right? Because the value for x is 15 and like x is equal to 15 is vertical line, right? So just let me write the same thing, vertical line. That means it has no width, right? Because the width for this single vertical line, width, width is equal to 0. With that means the base, okay, the base which we are dealing with, that is 0 because I have only single one thing, that is 15. I don't have any range that I need to subtract this on this and then I'm going to get a single value. No, I simply have a line, vertical line, that is 15, so it has no base, it only has height. And yeah, I think that you all must agree that a single line, it does not have any base, right? But it has a height, right? So this is the thing, that it does not have any of the width. So what we are going to do is that with that is the height, sorry, base. Let me write in that base and height terms only, that base is equal to 0 and then height is equal to 1 by 20, right? So when I'm going to apply that area formula, so I'm going to get 0 into 1 by 20, that is equal to 0. So this is the probability, let me write it here only, that this is the probability that x is equal to 15. Probability is 0. So here comes my third question's answer. So here what was the question, that consider the function fx is equal to 1 by 20 for 0 less than equal to x and x less than equal to 20, right? X was a real number. The graph for f of x is equal to 1 by 20 is a horizontal line which we had drawn, like it was, okay, it was something like this, right, which we have drawn. It was ending at 20 and it was 1 by 20, right? So horizontal, however, since x is 0 is less than equal to x, x less than equal to 20, fx is restricted to the portion between 0 and 20, right? Now first sub question that was that suppose we want to find the area between fx is equal to 1 by 20 and the x-axis where 0, like x lies between 0 and 2. So firstly what we did for the, no, we were not having any sub question. Firstly we find the area for our this rectangle, right? So here what I told you, that the area under the probability distribution function has to be 1. So like I wanted to just show that how is it 1, so I did that. Next we were solving the question, so I was having 0 less than x less than 2, right? So this was my condition. After that what I was doing, like simply I wrote 1 by 20 and I made this graph. After that I found the area and like to find the area was 0.1. Secondly, I was having a condition that x lies between 4 and 50. So for that also I made the same graph, then I simply found the base. So for finding the base, for simply this first thing, I need to subtract both the values. So 15 minus 4 is 11. And when we did that, I simply got 0.55. After that, my third question was that when x is equal to 15. So for that, what I need to do is that I need to write like x is equal to 15 is a vertical line. So any of the vertical lines don't have any base, right? They only have height. So my base was 0 and I was having the height as 1 by 20. So it finally resulted me as 0, right? So these were the things that how do we solve the simple questions for this probability density function. So this was a simple question which I wanted to discuss, and I show you a way that how do we find all these things. So I hope you got the point how to solve these questions. They are not that difficult that this seems like. When you are going to simply read this question, it is going to be like, oh my god, it is so much hard, how will I do this? But when you are simply going to do the question, not that much hard that you think. Okay, so even I have taken a very simple example also, so just show you all. Okay, so I hope you got the point, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment box, or even you can rewatch the videos. Okay. So this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and bye bye.